Welcome to the What Did They Mean by That podcast, where we're going to analyze a bunch of songs that somebody gives a fuck about, right?
You've probably heard
I'm,
about
yeah,
him.
I'm Borley Borlstein.
I'm Fauntleroy.
Yep. And what are our musical education history that justifies us talking about music?
uh, Zero, none.
Well, it's
I mean,
not
I've
entirely
listened.
true. I mean, we were in
I've
band
listened.
class for like 7 years.
We were in band together for a long time, from middle school into high school. I love music personally. I know. You've told me you hate music, so I think it's
Yeah, it's all just bleeps and whistles, okay? But what I really like is words
hmm
and stories.
Which
So,
music is rife full of. People just ignore that part because they want to hear the beeps and the boops.
yeah, personally, I ignore the lyrics because I just can't understand them on the radio. But
Oh, that's
this is
funny.
a time to explore songs that we may have just never fucking taken the chance to
Paid
actually give
paid
a one
attention
over, you
to.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes when you actually look at the lyrics, the substantive material in the
hmm
songs,
hmm
it is like fucking rolling over like a log.
Yeah,
There's
it
a whole
changes.
ecosystem of bullshit going on that
Yeah,
you just never
yeah.
thought. So, do you want to introduce the songs we're gonna go over today?
All right. So today we're gonna go over what is it? Four songs. Wasn't Me, the classic, kind of reggaeton. What word am I looking for? Um, R&B kind of.
There we go. I was gonna say
Uh,
rip hop instead of hip hop.
yeah. No, I was like, it's not hip hop. It's like an R&B kind of classic by Shaggy. Post Malone circles the modern pop
It's
sensation,
a mumblecore.
mumblecore, tattoo laden, ugly guy that everyone says is hot.
Okay,
Um,
that's not his opinion. That's something that I said before. I'm gonna take full responsibility for that.
that's my opinion. No,
Oh, okay,
I
good,
think
thank you.
Post
I
Malone. I
just didn't
think
want you to take the fall for that. I think
no
Post Malone
way,
is
dude.
ugly.
I think Post Malone. No, no. Like, okay, no. Your take. I mean, the take that you had earlier. I mean, if we can get into it, was that like tattoo people, like anyone that has a lot of tattoos, is just not good. I think.
No,
I
they,
think.
they
I
look
think it's
bad. I mean, they could be good people.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, they look bad.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
he looks
Honestly,
like
I don't care.
garbage.
I don't care about tattoos. I mean, you can go overboard with anything, right? But Post Malone, in my opinion, is a gross-looking human. Hey, I'm not honest either. So whatever. Followed by I don't really know much about this one. Do you want to introduce?
Oh yeah, so the third song, "White Boy" by Tom Macdonald, and if his name isn't indicative of white privilege enough, his song is basically just whining about being called a racist under the presumption that he's just white and whites are racist. Which I mean, newsflash, everybody's racist, but the way he conceptualizes being called a racist is just so interesting. We have to go into the lyrics because it's fucking phenomenal.
This is It's an interesting song, man. Then followed by we're trying to cover many different genres. We're trying to cast a wide net, cover songs that anybody and everybody has maybe heard, enjoyed.
Well, I think
Uh,
in this case we're casting a wide wheelchair.
we're casting a wide wheelchair for oh, I get it, because it's
Because it's a dad rock boomer
where it's a
music.
dad rock boomer song, Black by Pearl Jam.
Not to be
Um,
confused with Blacked.
by
Don't Google it. That's it.
who's blacked by
I don't know. It's if you know what
by
it is, you have a fun laugh. If you don't know what it is, don't Google it. Don't worry about it.
by Pearl Jam necklace.
Yes, exactly. Okay, well, we should just I think get into the first song. Shaggy,
Hop
it wasn't
into it,
me.
yeah.
So how do you want to do these lyrics? Should we each take a section
Um,
or?
well, I mean, there are parts in parentheses. So
Oh yeah.
do you want me to be I'll be Shaggy because I think I have
Oh okay.
I'll do my best kind of reggaeton man accent. My apologies. Please don't
This is
lynch me
for
in the
the sake
comments.
of reintroducing the song to the audience so they can understand the lyrics we're analyzing. This has nothing to do with appropriating any cultures, and we apologize.
Yes. Okay, so I'll be in parentheses. You can
Oh,
be
you'll be okay. So I'm just like talking. Oh,
yeah.
okay. So
You have to say
yo,
what up, man?
what do you want, man? Wait, what lyrics are we reading?
Oh wait.
Are you?
Well, I just googled it. I just
I
googled
don't know. I'm on Google too. I fuck.
was it me
Well, let's
lyrics.
just.
So yo, open up, man.
Yeah, open up, man.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you
What do
want,
you?
man?
Wait. What am I reading?
Oh
That part
no.
wasn't in parentheses for me.
This is a disaster.
This
Yeah,
is
okay,
already
my
fucked.
bad, my bad, my bad. Go, keep going, keep going.
I don't even know. Uh. So, well, my girl just caught me.
You let her catch you?
I don't know how I let this happen.
With who?
The girl next door. You know.
Man,
I don't know what to say.
say it wasn't you.
All right.
Now you can go.
So I guess the premise is pretty clear, right? He got caught banging the girl next door, and
Mhm.
the solution, the easy out, you just fucking lie.
But
Just
I feel like people I've seen this in effect in real life. People just I call it the Shaggy defense. Like they just literally just say, "No, it wasn't me."
yeah, it wasn't
Like,
you.
but the crazy thing is, in this song, despite having 100% evidence, she was there. You still oh, I guess we'll have to
As the
see.
song reveals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how are we doing this next part? I guess.
Okay, I'll do a. Honey came in and she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. Picture this. We were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor. How could I forget that I had given her an extra key? All this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me.
I think this sets a great scene, and it's and at the same time.
It's a
What
it's
was he
a
do? Like was so like so
yeah,
she's come up. She has an extra key. That's how she. So
yeah.
it's his place.
It's his house,
It's
yeah.
his
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
She's coming by, and he's forgetting that he gave her an extra key. That's just like, what is wrong with you? But then she opens the door, and he's pounding, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then okay, but then the last line is what gets me. All this time she never took her eyes off me. Like, what was
She was
was he
well,
was he still pounding? Like,
I
why
like to
didn't he
think
like
that
move?
I like to think that he was just so engulfed in the moment in the act, and I mean, it's a, it's strange on both sides, right? Like she's just standing there in shock, just watching like
Yeah, I mean, I think
entire thing go
that
down.
makes some sense. Like, what the fuck else are you gonna do? Run over there, like, pull his dick out and start sucking it instead? Like,
I imagine a lot of people would
I mean, I guess
behave
it
that
depends on what kind of videos you're used to observing this
not just
behavior.
people go and start sucking it, but like I could see a woman just freaking out like immediately, like they're not gonna watch in total
Like cutting off the
silence,
penis and throwing it out
or
the
just
side of the road, hopefully.
causing a scene, just yelling, the whacking and going ooga booga.
I hope so.
Why are you doing that?
But so far the wordplay is perfect. I really have a great picture in my head of what's going on. So
Okay, and
and
then
I'm excited to see the story develop further.
the following this portion is sung by Shaggy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not expressed well in the text, but how could you give a woman access to your villa? Trespass on a witness while you cling to your pillow. Pillow, I guess is how they would pronounce it.
Yeah, definitely.
You better watch your back before she turned to killer. Let's review the situation that you caught up in her. To be a player, you have to know how to play. If she stay a night, convince her to stay a day. Never admit to a word when she say. And if she claim I, you tell her, baby, no way. Wow.
Wow, so basically Shaggy's an asshole.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like a
just
complete like
dick enabler.
this
Yeah.
he was the original MGTOW. Because he's really just giving advice on like how to stay single forever, and then with the hopes that like you're gonna be able to just consistently pull and fuck models into your 80s. But the reality is that he's probably gonna be dead before then.
It's not. I don't think that's a sustainable.
Well, I mean, but that's what it seems like what's
style.
going on here, right? Like,
Okay, so
like he's saying like so he gave access to the house, or he gave access to his woman to his house, and then I would assume he's talking about the woman, is that she's a trespasser and a witness. Right?
we're
Because it says trespass and a witness while you cling to your pillow.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
he's sleeping and she can like, she can creep on the property, she can
right.
see all sorts of shit if he's doing like drug shit, cheating, like it just opens himself up vulnerably to getting, other eyes
Caught.
on whatever he's doing, because I think the presumption here is that like this guy ain't working. He's doing drugs and banging random people,
Hmm.
right? There's something going on.
Which is awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, and then
Uh, well,
turns into a
what I don't
killer.
what I don't get is if she stay a night, convince her stay a day. Does that mean stay the day after the night, or stay just for the day and not the night?
Yeah,
What
I'm
is
confused there. Is it like I
if she
feel like
stay
there's
a
so
night,
much in there because it's like,
convince her stay a day?
so did he bang her last night and she didn't stay over and he was just overcome with lust that he had to go find another girl to bang, but he's like, no, just keep banging the same girl, dog. Is that like,
I don't.
is that
Well, but
maybe what he's saying?
that goes against what you were saying though,
I
because
know that's why I'm confused. Shaggy was
he's
a
being more
deep
upstanding.
fellow.
He's a multifaceted gentleman. He doesn't adhere to just one way of living, I guess.
Yeah, one alternative big Tao philosophy. He's also like, we can bang the same girl multiple times, just keep
Mhm.
tricking her or whatever.
You can just bang multiple girls multiple times. You wanna continue?
Uh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
But she caught me on the counter,
It wasn't me.
saw me banging in the sofa.
It wasn't me.
I even had her in the shower.
It wasn't me.
She even caught me on camera.
It wasn't me.
Uh, she saw the marks on my shoulder,
It wasn't me.
heard the words that I told her,
You know what? It wasn't me.
heard the screams get louder.
It wasn't me.
She stayed until it was over.
So this changes everything, right? That like somehow he has got security surveillance and he's been banging this other girl in all over the place.
She
Or
caught me
or
on camera. Well, it sounds like she set up cameras at his place, or she recorded it, or was he? Well, maybe he was recording it, and she found like the footage of the
yeah, I mean, well,
act.
given his villa as it was called,
Mm-hmm.
I could see him having cameras, and then he just leaves the door open to the what's that room, honey? Oh, don't worry about it. And then one day he
Right.
leaves the door open, and then it's like, oh my god, and I
Screams.
haven't seen the video, but honestly, that's probably what the video is too,
Yeah,
because I
maybe.
feel like there's a part where it's like a bunch of screens or some shit, and then in that case, it's like,
The
what the
security
like,
room.
I don't even understand like why he's been banging this other girl so much, presumably. Because
Hmm.
he's referring to like her as if like it's a single other person, and then but then she also heard he heard this she heard the screams of the other girl.
Hmm.
Like, is it audio recording cameras
Well,
too?
well, I think it changes perspective because then it says she stayed until it was over. So it's not like they're just watching on a like footage on a camera.
Yeah. Well, the first one was like
She's
so.
there.
So the first one, she walked in on him. They were cheating, and then like, but they didn't break up.
Hmm.
And then,
Oh,
but
okay.
then
You're saying this
now,
is the
but now they're
second
like, this is like,
occurrence. Yeah.
yeah, she gets suspicious. And maybe she puts cameras everywhere, but she's just seen all this fucking.
Hmm.
And Shaggy's response. I mean, this guy is like, this guy's the shittiest friend ever. Like, what kind of this? Like, it wasn't me.
That's his best
Just that's
advice.
it. Like, did Shaggy ever go to jail for a crime? Because that's just the funniest fucking thing to me. Is that
No.
like his hit song? It was just him. Like, how do I get out of a problem that I made? Oh, just say it wasn't you, dog. Like, clearly
Uh,
that doesn't fucking work in real life.
I mean, honestly though, Shaggy is a master manipulator because I remember one of his other songs is it's kind of like a pseudo love ballad almost, like saying how girls like, "Oh, you're my sugar baby, I love you, and you're the greatest," and just talking about how great she is. But at the same time, he's turning around and telling his friend, maybe he is just a
Well, I
shitty
feel like
friend.
that's the dichotomy of all hip hop and R&B music is that like, you know, utter
Gaslight and
devotion,
manipulate.
whatever, but then also like bitches and whores, suck my dick, guzzle this,
Right.
just like complete, like it's just like it's this kind of dilemma I see in prison culture of like having like no respect while also demanding the utmost
The utmost,
respect,
right, right.
you know,
Yeah.
or having like no pride or no shame, but then also like requiring other people to treat you as if you do.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's like you don't care about yourself, but you care about what others view you as, as if it's like, dude, the person that matters the most is you. You should be giving the
Right.
most fuck.
Right.
But
Right.
unfortunately, that's not the case. Fuck, I forgot where we were. Is it we're on the make sure?
Yeah,
No,
because
wait, no, it's Honey
well,
came in and she caught me red-handed, right? Oh,
it
but that's
continues that
the
chorus.
repeat.
It continues that chorus.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, we
yeah,
can
it's the
do.
same thing. We chorus again. We don't care.
Yeah, it's pretty repetitive to begin with, so we can just get past that. Again, this is Shaggy. Make sure she knows it's not you, and lead her on no right to vex. Whenever you should see her make the gigolo flex, somebody somebody else as it be by you, it's not that complex. Now remember, this is like in a reggaeton, like
I feel like that
it
part
makes a
it,
lot
it
more.
comes a lot it comes a lot better done in the
It
reggae
sounds a
style.
lot better. That's
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that medium where like if I say in the reggae, it's as discernible as when Shaggy does it. So like we're trying to do deep analysis into this. We need to be able to understand what we're dealing with. Seeing is believing, so you better change your specs. You know she are gone bring about things up from the past. All the little evidence you better know to mask. Quick upon your answer, go over there. But if she pack a gun, you know you better run fast.
Wow.
Oh, I
So
took a hard
Shaggy
turn.
has like this deep-seated fear that he's going to be killed by a woman.
Yeah,
This
pretty.
is the
Yeah.
second time where it's been the Shaggy section, and he always ends it with, she's
She's gonna
coming to kill
kill
her,
you.
she's gonna have
Yeah.
a gun, she's gonna murder you. So I feel like this song is more of a psychological exposition, or it's like he is exposing his
Mm-hmm.
psychological vulnerabilities. That if a woman shows up to Shaggy with any kind of weapon, he's probably gonna have a panic attack.
He's gonna freak out. Yeah.
As anybody would, but for him, this is an extra scare that he has
Right.
on top of all the other ones I'm sure that are going. It's like, okay, so I think it's like the third line. Somebody else, as it be by you, it not that complex. I'm sorry, but it is. That
it's
is
it's
what the fuck is happening there.
it's very complex. Well, I think part of it is in like making a song, like they're trying to keep with like the beat and the do do do, like the syncopation of the line before it.
So it's
You
one of
know,
those like we wrote it in there to
we have to
rhyme
put
kind of
this
things.
in.
We wrote it in
Yeah,
there for the
yeah.
beat kind of thing.
Right. So they just have to put that in to like make it kind of match rhythmically with what was right before it. But if you actually look at what it says, it's empty space, it's air, it's hot air.
So I think is the first part of it. It's like reassure. This is like a
Yeah,
tips
I
for
know.
gaslighting, right?
It
It's
is. Well,
like it's like
that's what I was thinking.
reassure her, don't she has no reason to be afraid. And then when you see her make the gigolo flex, is that like basically saying like not just like directly saying like flex your penis, but like
Just
try to entice her sexually?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
like
pretty much.
is that feels like
Yeah.
the worst time to do that
When
when
she's
you're
like second guessing.
yeah, like when you're talking about like an infidelity thing, it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that wasn't me, but like,
I
but we can
mean,
fucking stab. Like, how is that?
right.
Like,
It's like I guess he feels it's a way to distract her, like
yeah,
distract her with the dingle
I
dongle.
mean, we don't know how they got in this relationship. Maybe it's just dong.
Purely sexual. There's no intimacy involved.
And then I
There's
guess, is it like so? Like what the woman saw? Is he saying that she has bad eyesight? Is that what the specs line has got to be
it
about? Like change your
changes.
specs?
That's so funny. Seeing is
Oh,
believing, so you better change your specs. Well, I was thinking it was like change, like you change your. No, I guess it is. But he's saying change your specs. So he's
well, I
saying to
think
like
it's
change
still.
her specs.
Well, I mean, it has to be in relation to what she saw.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like
Like
he's
she doesn't
like
see well, so he's saying that she has to get better
like
glasses.
here's a
I
line you can tell her,
yeah
or
yeah.
something, or I don't fucking know.
Wow. Are you sure that you aren't Shaggy?
You know,
That
that might
was
be the case.
I think you kind of have this down. And then honestly, the rest of the song is I think it's pretty
Basically.
much the same thing, right?
Well, there
There's
is one
nothing
last the second last like
gonna tell her that I'm
section.
sorry
Yeah, gonna tell her that I'm sorry. Yep.
for the pain that I've caused. I've been listening to your reasoning. Oh, here it comes, actually. It makes no sense at all.
Oh no.
We should tell her that I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused. You may think that I'm a player, but you're completely wrong. That's why I sing. And then it continues the chorus. She came in, saw me doing terrible things. So they take it real hard
Oh, I
at the end.
think this is like, yeah, this is like him telling Shaggy he's full of shit.
Yeah. He's telling Shaky like, dude, I'm not a player. Like, I know what you're trying to, turn me into. I'm not gonna become the monster that you want me to be.
You know, this song actually has an amazing
Oh, it's a whole
a
this
twist,
arc.
an
It has a
arc.
whole arc.
It has an
Yeah.
arc. This song's amazing. Holy shit! This is an 8 out of 10 song. This is
What's
incredible.
what's the
And you
guy's
know the
name?
best part is that like he calls him on all the bullshit,
I know
and
it's
he
like
has like, and he's like, you know, he has it's a human response, and then he's like, you know, this is why I'm singing this bullshit. It sounds ridiculous, but like he's singing that stuff because it matters to him, and he's caused the pain, even though it's in the song, it sounds completely like hilarious.
Right.
You may
These
think
are
you're
the
a player, but you're completely lost. And I feel like that part really zooms in on this is like, you know, you got a friend and, you know, maybe you're a bunch of 4chan losers and one of them comes to you and he's like, oh man, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like, you know, orbiting this girl or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And your friend is like, oh, well, you know what? You just gotta do this. You gotta
slap her
fucking
on
send her a
the
message
ass.
about going on a date, and she doesn't get back to you in 5 minutes. Then you just get the fuck out of there. You know, and then whatever. If she just, you know, keeps teasing you along, then she's shit testing you. Blah blah blah. All this bullshit.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I gotta be, and to speak to that, every ounce of like advice on women from people from 4chan, from R9K, dear fucking God, you will remain a virgin for life.
Oh,
The the best advice about trying to fuck is you need to believe in something and pursue it until it just doesn't make any sense anymore, and that's it. Like,
that's the
you
see. It's
know,
the funny thing. Like that's like ancient wisdom people share
yeah.
throughout the ages, where it's just like I mean, it kind of goes to like focus on yourself, but not to the like fuck
The Jordan
everybody.
Peterson level,
Right. Yeah. Pretty
which
much. I
is
mean,
hypocritical, but whatever.
it's just like have a focus, like have something you care about, then you're going to be surrounded by other people that give a shit about those kinds of things. That's what kind of true friendship is.
Yeah, like I think
Camaraderie.
the problem that I see arise in a lot of people, at least on 4chan, this is I have fucking
It is
decade plus
4chan too.
experience,
Yeah.
but I think it's kind of universal. A lot of people go through it in that like there there's a woman that they're pursuing or that there's somebody that they're interested in. And usually, I mean, I usually read it from a guy's perspective, but it happens to women too.
Right.
But you know, you're pursuing somebody, you're interested in somebody, and what essentially the hang up problem is that they cannot withstand the emotional pain of enduring the journey to intimacy, essentially. Is that
Hmm.
they want to know, they want to shoot their shot and then get the fuck out, rather than having to endure getting to the process of like being at a place where like
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
even be in a relationship. Because the
Right.
reality
Right.
is like most girls are like, why the fuck? Like they're not like,
Why should
do you want to
I?
date YN or do you want to go on a date? Like that's like
Yeah. Yeah.
most of the time that's not what most women are down for. It's like they want to
Right.
like feel you out, you know, get to know you, like, oh yeah, blah blah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then like you can go and do something or whatever.
Right.
And you have to be able to endure that, move through the phases of friendship and stuff to prove to be somebody to like, you know, bang or whatever. Now
Well,
insert a thousand incel stories about how, you know, Chad asked a girl to get naked and eat his ass and then she says yes. Which is like,
I
I mean,
mean,
those
anecdotes are
into
great,
that,
but
are those even girls you want to date? I don't. Those aren't girls I want to date. Like, what the
well,
fuck?
but that's the difference is the people who are just total maybe virgin losers or whatever.
I don't.
That
We're not laughing at virgin losers.
it's that just
Just the
calling
insult.
someone. Yeah. People who are totally kind of in that realm, I think they only are focused on the physical aspect, so they don't want to date. They don't
Yeah.
even.
Or
I probably don't even know what
the
dating is.
the
Like what
physical.
it
Yeah, the physical
actually.
or just the material, like the things that they literally can see.
Right.
Like
Like
they
they
see
see
like
like
hot
boobs
guy,
and shit.
very little effort, gets a date on Tinder, and it's
Yeah.
like I will fully admit there is a sexual dynamic that is partially
Man,
favors women online, but if you actually had the female experience, trust me, it's not that much
it
better.
has to be
You know, like you
awful,
have to really
dude.
like kind of think for a moment. It's like if you were a woman and you know how shitty guys are, how would you ever trust a guy? You know?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
like it's just ridiculous. Especially with how lazy guys are. Like like that's the thing. Is that like the easiest way to get a girl is just show her that you're not fucking lazy. And you have to
Exactly. Or
not be fucking
interesting.
lazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's it. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's not hard, but like spending all this time worrying about if you're simping or orbiting or fucking all
Ugh.
this stupid made up
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You need to get that shit out of your fucking mind because it's polluting your fucking brain.
You know what that is?
What is it?
It's people just going in circles.
Oh yeah,
They're just going in
they're going
circles.
in circles, just like Post Malone's new hit song that's not new at all. I've heard on the radio for like a while, but
I've never heard it,
this
so
this is a Post Malone is like mumblecore. He looks like a hobbit mixed with. Do you remember the like Egyptian guy from the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie? Where he has like two weird like eagle sphinx tattoos under his eyes on his cheeks.
Okay.
That's basically Post Malone. Post Malone is like the white version of that Egyptian guy.
Wow, he's royalty.
Yeah, yeah. And I read an article recently that said that ancient Egypt was European. Yeah. So
Wow.
it turns out they weren't Kangs.
Oh no.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they
I
were
don't
in
give a
some
shit
kind
about
of
ancient
king.
Egypt. I don't give a shit about European history. And I don't give a shit about historical revisionism. But I read an article about that. I thought it was really
It's
funny.
just fun. It's just funny. It's just yeah.
Yeah. But there are some people who are very much obsessed with the racial history of Egypt. And it's something that,
That is
you
a
know.
yeah.
Oh, that's a song we gotta do. Oh my fucking
Yeah.
god.
Put it. Write it down. Write it down
Oh
right
my
now. Write it
fucking
down.
god. What is the
Yeah.
name of the song? Let me go over here. Okay.
We can't. Okay, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil. Okay.
La la la
This
la
is
la la la
secret stuff for the future.
la la la. And this is all staying in the pod, anyways.
Yeah,
So
of course. I mean, nobody's listening. Okay. So,
the
Post Malone Circles.
mhm.
So, I'll do this intro here because I don't know what the
Yeah,
lyrics
I don't know
mean,
the
I don't
song.
even know how the song goes. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. And then it goes into, we couldn't turn around till we were upside down. I'll be the bad guy now. But no, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when I try. You don't believe it. We do this every time. What the
It's
fuck
already
is
setting a stage.
what the fuck is going on here?
It's setting the stage like in a relationship, I guess. Because he's saying like I'll be the bad guy now. Like they kind of go back and forth. They have this dynamic.
That good
of,
take,
like,
good take. I like it.
like they're always conflict, and then he's like, oh, I don't
And
know.
yeah,
But he's
talking
like,
about
but
pride,
no, I
that is
ain't too
another
proud.
big issue in relationships. People are
Mhm.
too proud to say certain things that need to be said at times, and then when they go unsaid, the relationship can be forever damaged. So I
Yes.
think, yeah, I think you're spot on. I was actually pretty lost.
And he says even when I try, you don't believe it. Like that happens sometimes. Like you put in an honest and
Yeah,
earnest
yeah.
effort, and then they're just like, fuck you. This is more bullshit.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think
Happens.
everybody has, if you ever even gotten any kind of relationship, or even when you're
Even a
dealing with
friendship,
friends,
dude.
and
Yeah.
there's some guy who does some shit, and it's like, and they're trying to do some other thing. It's like you don't trust where
Don't
that
just say
effort is
yeah.
coming from. It's
Right.
just like
Right.
you're just doing this, you know,
Out of
be,
their own
like maybe you're not
selfish.
really trying to be better. It's almost like you're trying to spite the other person by like doing it, by doing something that
Okay.
or like for them, like somebody who makes it, like let's say somebody doesn't like if you like leave your shoes somewhere, so like every time they come back they're like, oh, I'm putting my shoes over here. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You don't need to make a big deal of it.
Oh, I see what you're
Like when
saying.
you're trying to do
Yeah.
something good but you make
Yeah.
it so awful that it's like you're doing double bad. you know
That's a really funny way of putting it. I
Yeah.
mean, oh, that's such a good articulation of an annoying trait that people have.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate
like,
people like that.
Like just because it's like, don't bring attention to it. Like the people who care are gonna notice. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, that's a
Like-
good. I never. I mean, it's something that's like irked me in my life, but I've never.
Yeah,
That's
no,
fucking
I've known some people where like, and this is, I usually don't let on things that bother me, because then it's like
It just makes it more. of a thing.
sometimes, yeah, because then sometimes they'll do something like that, or I'll have people like, oh, like, they'll act like oh, I gotta do this thing now, make it a big deal, and like
Right,
draw
right.
attention to it. And it's just like you're a bigger, fully automated gay space communist than before,
Uh-huh.
and we
Uh-huh.
are fully automated gay space communist rights. And by the way, okay, so I don't
No,
mean,
that's it's canon now. It's
yeah.
official. Anyone, update the wiki.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking, what do they mean by that podcast? Says trans rights or says whatever those
Mm-hmm.
leftist catchphrases are that make people feel good. We all set them too,
Mm-hmm.
or a wizard set them for us.
Yeah.
I guess we should go
Yes.
on to the next part.
Yeah. This
So
is it's getting good.
yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised. I was fucking lost at first. Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame because we can't let go. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away. I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away.
I liked the seasons change and our love went cold, like it goes to like winter, like it's getting colder. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a good simile? Is that
Well,
the word I'm looking
the
for?
symbology there, I think, is really good actually because seasons are also
Time.
representative of time, but also like of life and death cycles. In
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
a lot of fantasy literature,
Yeah.
and just in our in culturally and how the world. I mean, it's a cultural byproduct of nature, but
Right.
in spring things are blooming. In summer, it's like full fucking out there, shit's going wild. Fucking, if you ever been in a forest, the difference between, the defrost to the spring to summer, it's a completely different ecosystem, it feels like.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
know this
that's
because
good.
I
That's
lived
good.
next to a nature preserve growing up, so
Right,
I know
right.
all what it looks like.
That's funny.
Yeah.
City slickers will never know.
Yes, you poor city slickers have no idea what seasons are actually like because you're stuck inside your concrete jungle. But yeah, so then you get to fall and it's like it's calming down. You're putting jackets on. You're
Mm-hmm.
covering up in layers. You're getting defensive. And then
Yep.
winter hits and it's like there's shit dies off.
Yep.
So bringing in seasons is always a good way to talk about life cycles whatever they relate to, whatever you're talking about. It's an easy way to incorporate that and set the mind to the right perspective to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then like feed the flame, love when cold, feed the flame. There's like
You're gonna
winter,
rekindle it.
you're trying to stay warm with like
Yeah.
whatever little scraps you have,
Mm-hmm.
and you're feeding it because they can't let go. These lyrics are actually not that bad. I thought the song
It's
was actually
actually
kind of
pretty
shit before. This is
good.
actually pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty decent,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like this is like the running away, what we're running in circles.
I'm sure
That's like
it's
the chorus. I mean, this is like the whole
yeah.
chorus part, but
Okay.
that's like the super chorus. That's the only part of the song I
Yeah.
ever remember. And
Yeah.
then like I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again. Like what I that one is just it's too I think it's too
That one's
vague to
a little
understand
rough. Yeah. Maybe once
what
we
it
get
is.
deeper in, it'll make more sense.
Yeah, I mean I think
Or
the
it's a super broad and vague.
yeah, and I think
It's
sometimes that's what songs are written in a way for it's easier to relate to.
apply your problem and life
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
situation.
The more, and I feel like, and it's a thing all songs need to kind of have is a degree of vagary.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're like I hate songs that with like that are like a girl's first name or something.
What
Because
do you?
it's like I don't know, a song like the titled like fucking Samantha, and it's like, oh Samantha, you're so hot, blah blah blah, something like that. It's
Well,
just like,
but that's. I mean, it's. I see what you're saying.
I mean, I just think it's fucking lame. Like
But
tattoos
it's.
on your face. It just signals to me that it's like this song ain't for me. It's for
That's so.
Samantha.
That's so.
So I'm out the door.
That's so fucking funny.
You
I mean,
know?
but it's just putting a random name to like a set of like feelings or emotions. But yeah.
I mean, I would hope
Also,
there was
fuck
something that the guy
Samantha.
wrote for a specific girl, and it wasn't
Fuck
just
you,
like he's just
Samantha.
hoping to bang all the Samanthas on tour.
Well, hey, maybe.
If Samantha's
I'm
are that
sure that's
dumb, then fuck
that's
them, I guess,
that's a
literally.
that's a legit thing though. I bet there are girls who are like, it's not that like the song got them into the artist, but like if there's a song that an artist does that has their name like either in it or that, I bet that adds another element of like they want to be a groupie just because of that.
God, I mean,
Like
the people
they
who,
like
I mean,
hearing your
that's
name.
definitely probably true. And oh God, have you ever had an experience where you've like witnessed like groupie stuff at a
What do you,
concert?
what do you mean?
Oh my fucking God. So I forgot Oh, I remember the name of the band. Okay, so I was seeing Alisana and a Skylit Drive.
Okay.
Two like cringe core lanky boys who would get like destroyed if they had to like arm wrestle their grandpa
Is it
kind
kind
of
of like
looking guy.
emo? Like
Yeah,
what are
like
we talking
emo
about here?
screamo.
Okay. Yeah. Like yeah.
Skylit Drive isn't as much like scream. I mean, there's screaming, but
Yeah.
Skylit Drive is a little bit more accessible compared to like Alisana. Alisana is just like straight, you know, teenage girl with the crazy fucking hair, goth kind of thing. Well, not goth, but like the emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picture like you kind of like you said lanky. They have like that uh straightened hair. It's long.
Yeah.
Like
Actually,
that. You know what I'm
the lead singer
saying?
of Skylit
Like
Drive has exactly that kind of hair.
that's funny.
Except his hair wasn't
I know
black.
you
But
know
yeah,
what
like
I'm
like
saying.
the pants
Yeah.
that come up to your like right where your pubic hair ends, their pants come up to that, and they're wearing like a white belt
Yeah.
but like black pants.
That's
Anyway,
I can picture this. Yeah.
oh
Okay.
yeah, so like I'm at the fucking concert,
Yeah.
and Alisana, that was the lead thing on the ticket,
Uh-huh.
and they come out, and it was a good concert actually, but like each band member has like a 16-year-old girl on stage, like on the side that they're like each of them are probably banging, right?
You've heard about do you know about that like culture that a lot of those
I
emo
mean,
bands have?
I
You
saw it.
saw it.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't want to learn anything more because I just thought like these
It's
band
really
members are
sad.
pathetic.
It's really sad.
You know?
They're the proto what not breeding, what's the term? Grooming. It was like
Yeah.
proto
I mean,
grooming.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I feel sorry for the girls' parents and the girls for having so little self-respect. I don't know. They looked really young,
Yeah.
and it was funny with that one because like, so like there they had all the girls out, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I think a Skylight Drive, they were trying to pick up girls.
Oh my God.
Like it's something they had done. I don't remember the specifics, but they had done something
Uh-huh.
that like indicated like they wanted like I think
Oh
they
my
like maybe brought some
God.
girls up, and then like we're like, oh yeah, shoot
Yeah.
them to the back so we could give them drugs and fuck them or something. I don't fucking
That's
know,
so fucking funny.
but
And
it was something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know, like. I'm gonna pirate. I mean, no, I think I bought their one album. It was like, I'm gonna pirate the rest of your music because you guys are fucking weird,
you don't deserve
you
my money.
know.
Yeah,
So that was fucked up.
that's awesome. Sarcastic awesome. I don't mean it. Shall we continue?
Yeah, I guess so. I think, do we get to the part so I don't take the
Say
blame?
let go.
I'm waiting on you again so I don't
I
take the
got
blame.
a feeling that it's time to let go.
No, I was talking about the lyrics back here. I don't know if we talked about them.
Oh, we're so I
When,
dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so don't take the blame.
yeah, I guess maybe it's that. Maybe like, their relationship has been like, on and off so much where it's like, I'm waiting on you this time because like
Right.
I don't want to have the blame. Or, I mean, it's so
Which
vague. It could be fucking
goes to the
anything,
circles, you know, like
And then,
it's
yeah,
like cycle, like cyclical.
yeah, it's poetic. It's supposed to rhyme.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
Ideally, I mean, it is a fucking song, right? Yeah. So, let go. I got a feeling that it's time to let go. I say so. I knew that this was doomed from the get go.
Mm.
You thought that it was special, but it was just the sex, though. Oh, I fucking hate
Sex,
like
though.
I hate repetitive shit in songs like that.
Or it's like literally just
Or it's just the same thing. Yeah.
repeat.
Yeah. It makes me feel uncomfortable inside. I still hear the echoes.
The echoes.
I got a feeling that it's time to let go.
Let it go.
Let it go, and then it turns
Let
into
it
let it go.
go.
This part is a little is probably the weakest of the stanzas so far.
Is this a chorus or is this is like an individual?
I think they're all
Oh, wait, no.
choruses.
Kind of looks like it,
Yeah,
right? Just
every
from
line
the,
is every
like, structure.
every stanza part is a chorus.
That's
I don't know if I'm using the word right, but I don't fucking care. We aren't music geniuses
it
here.
doesn't matter.
We're just here to analyze songs.
We gave them our credentials. They know we're idiots.
Yeah, this part is just real. It just hits you in the head. There's nothing special to go into. I mean, we
Right,
can just like
right.
kind of go over it. It's like, I got, it's time to let it go. Okay, yeah, I understand that. Gotta move on. You know it's doomed. You know, and there are people in that situation, but I mean, he's just explicitly talking here. There's nothing really
Right,
to get
right, right.
into.
It's sheer exposition. I
Yeah,
mean, it
and
was
then it's
just
like,
about the
you thought it was
sex.
special, but
Okay,
it was just the sex that made it special, and you're not having sex, it's not special, blah blah blah. And
Still
then
hear
you
the
still hear the
echoes. I'm thinking
echoes.
about
Maybe it's
you.
like past thoughts about the relationship, whatever.
Right,
It's just
right.
incredibly straightforward,
Yeah.
but it's also like kind of pretty vague. So that part makes it super boring. Nothing really to dig into. And then I think
Is this a
there's only
repeat
one new.
again?
Yeah, this is a repeat.
Yeah.
And there's only one new section of the song. Maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. It's only me. What do you got to lose? Make up your mind. Tell me, what are you gonna do? It's only me. Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah, ideal. Let it go. Let
Da-dee-da-dee-da-bo.
it go. I don't really even know what the lyrics are. I didn't watch the
That's
movie.
why I just do the bebopos. I don't
Yeah,
know.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, that's another artist
Oh,
we
the
could
friend
do.
intro song. That's a song we should do
Oh my god.
because I know exactly how the beat goes.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry that was too close to the song. We're gonna
Yeah.
get DMCA'd. Probably for we've been saying the
For
lyrics
this
so
whole thing,
accurately.
yeah.
We've been reciting them so perfectly that we're fucked. This is they can't hear it because that part that was the song.
Robot algorithm is just gonna pick it up right away. It's not even gonna be flagged.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about lyrics. Maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. It's only me. What do you got to lose? It's like
I feel like, well, like it gets weaker the more it
make
goes.
up
I
your
mean, it
mind, Tom. So
was
like I mean I think like the make up your mind part that kind of is like a callback to like like what does he say, like I'm waiting on you so I don't take the blame, like I don't want to have myself to blame for this relationship, but like ultimately it's like you do, it takes two to tango. Like here I think he's just being, and I'm gonna use the term, a cuck, like he's being weak, like he needs to make a decision. He needs to have the balls to be like, I'm in or I'm out in trying this bullshit. But he's like, oh, I'm gonna let you do it because I'm just, whatever. I'm just along for the ride, And it's like that's why it's doomed to fail. You're a loser.
right,
You
right.
got to get out of that incel mindset.
Yeah.
And then in the first part of this fucking stanza, whatever, maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. Bull fucking shit. Anybody who brings up like, you don't know what I'm going through, I had this or I had that, bull fucking shit. You are fucking garbage. If you fail to communicate what's going on with you internally and someone has like, done wrong to you because of like some fucking whatever bullshit, or you perceive that's related to whatever, like I just like I don't know. I don't have respect for people that bring their outside moods from other things into unrelated things. You get a fucking 0 out of 10 as a human, like, like, what the fuck? Like, you don't understand what I'm going through? Okay, then fucking tell me. You didn't fucking tell me? Then fuck you,
Yeah,
Like, that's my response to that. Like, and so like if Post Malone here, our hero character, if he's like setting this dynamic up where it's like, oh, you don't understand me, but I'm also like completely opting myself out of like, any decision making in the relationship of whether it's going to go forward or not, you've already fucking failed. That's why your relationship sucks, dog. You fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so far we just talked about like relationship songs. I guess that's what most music is,
But that's
though, right?
that's what they are. Well, actually, no, that's the thing that I mean, a lot of a lot of songs are just like about relationships, because it's an easy thing that people can relate to. Like,
Yeah,
even
I mean,
if
it's the
they're like
most
total.
occurring human thing, right? I mean, this is what all society is relationships.
They either want a relationship or how fucked up their relationship is. That's why I appreciate artists that like just have songs about goofy random things, or that just tell stories that aren't about like
Just like, yeah, like a song that tells like a coherent story straight through.
girlfriend doesn't like me. Oh, boo-hoo. That's typical white boy behavior.
You mean what's the fucking, oh fuck, what was the, what are those stupid bands in high school? Those like white boy cry bands, but they weren't like cry bands, like
Oh, I think I know.
not Newfound Glory. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. There's like, how could this happen to me?
Oh, isn't that me too?
Like one is like Sum 41, one's like Slim something, right? I don't fucking know.
How could
I don't even remember, but
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. There we go. Yeah, like fucking Ocean Avenue, Yellow Card, like all these these are the pop versions of like an Alisana or like an emo band because it's like they wear the same shit. Like
Yeah.
the guy from fucking Yellow Card, like he has the same pants as the guys from Alisana. They're just not black. Or maybe he wears black pants in the video, but he has the same style of pants that he wears. It's like there's like these like I don't they're not even they're like a new level of human. I mean, I guess I feel like I'm almost getting into like fucking what is it like the soy boy kind of thing, but they do kind of look like soy boys, I guess. Okay, so I say that, but I also say that with the full relevance that camera technology and aspect ratios of televisions were changing, so you could film somebody in a way that had them against other objects that made them appear smaller than normal. So what we historically are used to seeing as males appear on TV as like taking up the whole fucking screen because you're looking at it in a box or in a movie theater. Now
Hmm.
you're seeing like, the tiny little guy and it's more about the set spectacle. It's less about the individual person. Like I'm saying that with like that as like my backdrop. I'm not like I don't actually believe in soy boy whatever stupid bullshit that like dumbass skeptics think online. If you're a skeptic, I'm not going to waste my time arguing about why you're dumb. I would just like, send you to the literature. You got some reading to do, lad.
What do you mean by
But
a
I will
skeptic?
like
Is
do
is a
you not
skeptic
do you do
like
you, do you wait, do you actually know what like YouTube skeptic community?
I mean, I know what like
Like kind of, but
a skeptic is. I don't know like
well,
if
but
there's like
basically
a
there's like a coalition of YouTubers that are just like these like dumb chuckle fucks who like they like Paul Joseph Watson, the InfoWars guy.
I know that name. I've heard the name.
Oh,
I don't
he is
know.
the single dumbest. He looks like the poster boy for fucking like cuck beta mailery.
Hell yeah.
Like it's so funny, but he's this British wanker who basically spends all of his time talking about like how SJWs are dumb and all this stupid shit like that, while also having like completely and utterly falsifiable like opinions and positions on almost everything.
Hmm.
And so basically, this is what the YouTube community is. It's like like armored skeptic, fucking shoe on head for a while, fucking her dumb boyfriend who I think maybe is armored skeptic. I don't fucking know. Um, no bullshit. Fucking the quartering. Some stupid weightlifting guy. Tons of these people who basically just like all push pseudoscience bullshit about how if you take in soy, you're a soy boy, and
Right.
that like makes you more female, and they
Yeah,
they
I've heard
honestly
that.
think that if you have higher estrogen, like you're gonna physically like look different, like you're gonna like shrink in stature and your spine's gonna collapse. And it's like, well, actually, when you do HRT, like the hormone therapy
Yeah,
that
yeah,
goes on for trans people,
yeah.
and if you do it, like I don't know the totality of this. All I know is like in the formative years. If you have a child who's like maybe thinks that they're trans, and you
Hmm.
put them on the hormone stuff, just to see if they're like thinking like, yeah, like that's just part of the transition step. If you put
Right.
them on it and then you take them off, they recover just fine.
Hmm.
So like to
Interesting.
imagine that like taking in like soy milk is gonna turn you into a woman, and that's why you have all these like feelings and stuff as a
Right.
guy, like
Right.
that's
Right.
not the case. It's just that male culture, at least in America, is progressing to a point where expressing things that were traditionally female is become a little bit more acceptable, which
And
is,
if you And if you are part of the skeptic community, if you know anybody as part of the skeptic community, please send them to this video. Have them argue Borley personally. He will be taking any and all comers. You can come against him, and he will come against you as well.
I welcome their hatred.
That's I think a catchphrase by this point.
It's what FDR said about all the
Oh,
fucking
that's right.
losers.
That's
That's what
right.
FDR
Yeah.
said to all the losers
I
that
was like, I
were
remember
rallied
seeing
against
that.
him, that were like, yeah, we want to make America as shitty as fucking possible.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
they
was like,
got
I
their
welcome their
wish.
hatred. So, that's the case. I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, I welcome your hatred, and I will argue with you furiously in the comments forever because you're
Yeah.
probably stupid and have nothing better to do, just like me.
Most people give up pretty quickly. It's kind of sad. Like they
Yeah.
come in like really strong. They think they got like a haymaker and then it like doesn't land and it just it piddles off. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man, I just wanted to see people spar in the comments. What the heck?
Yeah. The one incel guy
He's
got back to me like so he got back to me a week later, and I was so bored of it that
right.
I responded to him, and then he responded to me again, and then I was just like, I just kind of forgot to respond to him again.
Hmm.
Because like if he kept doing with it like like consistent like at least like once a day, I would have done it. But it was like a fucking week
Yeah.
later, like,
Right.
and
Right.
it was
Fighter's gone.
the thing that was most disappointing to me with that guy is that basically like I was like intellectually telling him, my viewpoint on like what it means to be an incel in terms of like a diagnostic framework. And
Hmm.
then he just gets back to me with like literal straw men.
Right.
And
Well,
it
I
was
feel like
just like,
that's
it was like, oh, like you can't intellectually engage with what I'm saying. And you are so emotionally caught up in the idea of needing to conceptualize, female incels and male incels in a specific way that you are unable to intellectually engage with the material in a way that would lead to a discussion. And like, that's why I just got bored of it. Cause it's like, you're just hopelessly stupid.
well, isn't like I feel like one of the major like hinge points of incel culture is just these like
Emotional hangups.
yes, sheer feelings. Like there's nothing like to it. It's just
Yeah. I mean,
oh no, I did see a study of the rat lady or whatever
rat,
whatever.
like, what the fuck?
Well, no, what was the it was like the person made a Tinder account or like a Plenty of Fish account that had a woman who looked like it was like a Photoshop picture of a woman who looked like a rat or something.
Oh, like
She
well, that
got
yeah, they had like
pictures
that. That
of
was that
the
guy's study,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and it
That's
was
what I'm
such a
saying.
like
Not
complete
an
joke.
actual study. It's
And
just
it's like that's not what a study is. That's
look at
not.
this thing that I did.
Yeah, it's just like look at a thing that I did. Like you,
Look at this
what was your hypothesis?
my
That like a
hypothesis
woman
is
would get messages?
well,
Like,
see, kind of relating back to what we were talking
and
about
what was
earlier.
the control? Like, what did you even?
It wasn't an experiment. They just put the word experiment on it. It was an experiment by name and nothing
Yeah. I
else.
mean, yeah, and once again, going back to the emotional patheticness, like putting study or experiment as a way of validating their anecdotes as being, objective and true so they can justify how stupid they feel. Because
Right.
they do feel fucking stupid. Being an incel fucking sucks. You go around the world and it's like, why doesn't anybody want to be with me? And it's like, well, I'm in a dumb fuck retard town in
Look
America,
at
you know?
well, it's like look at your mentality too. I mean, just be. I'm gonna be the helpful idiot. Just be happy. Why don't you just try? Why are you depressed? Why don't you just try being happy? Why
Yeah,
don't you
that
just
is that's a
kind of
post that's a
smile?
style of posting that they do ironically, which is they'll post a picture of Chad, Giga Chad on his vacation, and this mind you, the people that they're posting about are point zero like 1% of the population.
Oh yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
a Giga Chad who has fucking like so wealthy he gets to go on vacation wherever, and basically they'll post a picture of him and they'll be like, how could anyone be sad? They'll post something that's like pseudo deep about like how could anyone
Right,
hate life?
right.
And they'll post them when they're in basically kind of like these celebrities now who are posting these videos from their homes,
Yeah.
talking about how to get through
Oh,
the
it's
coronavirus. And it's like,
yeah.
don't fucking, this is fucking lost in translation all over again. Stupid fucking rich people problems. It's like, no, we
Hmm.
cannot fucking relate. This
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
possible because you have nothing to worry about in your life, and all your problems are psychological. They're in your head, and that doesn't make them any less valid, but it makes them a whole lot fucking easier to solve. You know, like that's just the fact of the matter. If you have money, you can spend all fucking day
Yeah.
focusing on your problems and fixing them.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, you ain't got the time for your own bullshit to deal with.
That's just the society that like we've crafted.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a
like
great one.
it doesn't have to be that way. It just kind of is.
Speaking of a society that we live in, some would say that we live in a society.
I would agree.
And old MacDonald had a farm. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that was
Yeah.
the original society.
The animal farm.
Yeah, the old MacDonald animal farm. That was the original society. And old MacDonald, he had a cow, he had a chicken. But you know what the song doesn't tell you is that old MacDonald had a son. And his
Mm-hmm.
son was named Tom MacDonald. And he
Mm-hmm.
wrote the song White Boy.
In all
in
caps.
all caps. So I know the beat pretty well, so I can go through. Maybe I can
Yeah,
maybe I
please
can do this some justice actually.
go for it. Go
Okay.
Queen.
I cannot feel guilty for shit that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should. Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no noose. And I never burnt a cross or hid my face with a hood. I feel like we have to take a break. Okay, take a pause here.
It gets pretty. This little part's pretty long. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
there's a lot to dive into.
so if you didn't get it, I mean, he's okay. So like, yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no noose, and I never burn a cross. So like, what is he complaining about? Honestly, like I can't
Well,
like
it's kind of a straw man, right? Like
like
he's
I mean,
saying
yeah,
everyone
it's and this is
has
what when I like this is white fragility. This is what it is, right? It's your perceive like he's so afraid
this is
of
mental gymnastics.
yeah, this is white fragility and mental gymnastics combined because
God.
he's complaining about an imagined perception that
Yes,
he's
yes.
racist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm
Like,
going to
where's
be
his
honest.
premise?
I'm as white as fucking day. And I've gone through my entire life, being a little loose-lipped, and I've never had anyone genuinely accuse me of being racist.
Yeah,
Like
it's really
you have to really fuck up to be racist. Like you got to
yeah.
just be
Yeah.
stumbling over every social fucking courtesy to
Yeah.
do that shit.
Yeah.
Like you just fucked up hard. So like the fact that he is somehow like I'm white, people think I'm racist, and I'm gonna speak to those people, and
This
it's like, dude,
is
you're speaking to a straw man. You're speaking to nobody.
the sad thing is though, he is speaking to people that are genuinely racist and I guess like want to hide behind this like I guess not to steal from him but like a mask of like I'm not racist. It's just they're different.
Yeah. Well, here he's like I'm not those people. I don't know if he does go. I don't think he does go as far as what you just said, where he's like,
Okay.
like where he says the races are different. I don't know if he makes any of
Mhm.
those claims here. He does have other videos where he kind of does. Okay, mask off. The person Tom Macdonald doesn't like, the group of people he doesn't like, it's the Jews.
Really?
That's it. If
Where
you read into the lyrics of this song and you read in the lyrics to his other songs, it's not he doesn't blame. He's the kind of white guy where he conceptualizes non-white races as being manipulated by like a Jewish hegemonic force
uh
that makes them bad. And you'll see it in the song too. Trust me, we'll get
yeah,
to
I
it.
was gonna
Okay.
say I can't
Yeah,
wait to
so
see.
let's move on a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can't label you fuck what the fuck did he write? You can't just label me racist because I'm related to people who did some terrible shit way back before I was alive.
Oh,
This part of the song is the most cringe fucking line.
but
I
this is to
fucking
bring
hate
people in.
I fucking hate this. I hate this line so much. My parents brought me up to treat everyone as an equal. I refuse to be ashamed because of my pretty blue eyes. Okay,
So
nobody is
so
telling
dumb.
like nobody is this is peak white fragility. Nobody is telling you to be ashamed of your quote pretty blue eyes, okay, baby
Yeah, but
doll, like fuck off. Speaking of fuck off, the next lyrics, fuck a Nazi, fuck a white supremacist. I didn't know he had a before that in the song. It actually changes everything. Now it makes it sound like he's telling you to fuck one. Like
oh
have
hell
sex with
yeah.
one of those people.
Get it. Get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Fuck anyone who labels me as that because of my family genetics. Okay, that's not why. This is a straw man because nobody says you're racist because your family genetics. They say you're racist because you have done racist
Your
things.
actions,
Like
yeah.
that you're responding he's essentially responding to a BuzzFeed article.
I mean, he probably is.
Like this is just white fragility. This is all it is. It's just pathetic. It's so thin-skinned. But anyway, going on. The hatred for Caucasians is so fucking pathetic. Nope, that's not. That is fully justified. Please hate white people. They done some fucked up shit in the world. Okay, And I'm not saying you should hurt anybody, but you know, when you think about white people, you should think about the Opium Wars. You should think about the Vietnam War. You know, you should think about internment camps. You should think about, you know, stolen native land. You should think about every South American country that is destabilized
Um,
for
yeah.
American capital interests, because that's the case. So when you think of, because these are decisions that white people exclusively made, and I'm not
Okay.
saying that other races wouldn't make these decisions, but this is the history of the world. So when you
Yeah.
think about white people, that is white dominance. That is white supremacy. It
That's
is
their.
everywhere, and it's just and it's not that it's exclusively, you know, white nowadays, but historically, that has been the case. I mean, now mind you, like Asian American citizens were actually removed from citizenship,
Yeah.
you know, for
That's
a
so
while,
crazy. Yeah.
and like all because of
Free
racial
slaves
fears.
had more rights.
Like think about this. Like we have the Chinese Opium Wars twice, where the British essentially get every major European nation in on a deal to go shoot cannons at China to force them to buy opium because China doesn't have anything that they want, so that they can make money. So that, you know, destabilizes their country. And then, like, you know, we have some Asian immigrants in America who are just like, you know, fucking immigrants in America, right? Like,
Hmm.
you know, you culturally adapt after fucking like a generation or two.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they fucking, you know, strip away their citizenship because of, you know, more white fragility. Oh no, we're gonna get taken over by Asian people, as if they thought that like somehow all Asian people are like the same. It's like, have you ever met an Asian person? Like Filipino, fucking Japanese, Chinese, they might as well be, quote, you know, different races. Like,
Hmm.
it's complete ignorance. And you think America would have fucking known better because they had just fought the fucking Filipino wars fucking like 20 years ago. But, you
Well,
know, that's American stupidity for you.
I mean, that kind of nuance doesn't exist. Like, it's just, I mean, it's the same ilk with like the quote the Middle East.
Yeah, the Middle East.
You
It's like
know,
all the
they're
Muslims
all
are
the
the same. It's
same.
like, do you even know
Yeah.
what a Sunni or Shiite is? Then get the fuck out of
Right.
the way because you're just
Right.
wasting your time. Oh fuck, I forgot where we were. Fucking Nazi. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, sorry. This part where he gets a little stupid. Okay, and I don't understand what the line is. Go be proud that you're black, but don't hate me for some credit. I'm not the white devil, neo-Nazi cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what? Oh, this is the best part. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say, and then, you know, blank. So it's an implied N
Boys.
word.
Oh,
Implied
hell
N word
yeah.
is in this song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I bet the music video was pretty lit. I bet it. I just pictured that it's like him doing his, because it's like I've seen the beginning of the, or I've seen the music video. He's like in a classroom or something. It
Yeah,
seems
he's in a
like.
classroom. There's a crying black guy. It's
Yeah.
pathetic.
I picture that it just cuts straight to the to the like the one black guy in the music video
I think it does.
when it goes to that. He's probably like maybe looking a little somber, like not like confused slash mad like he should be, but like you know it's for the uh in the context of the video. He's like, oh, yeah, you're making a good point, oh white boy. You should really be taking note. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the video. You should really look up the video because all the listeners, everybody, because it is just amazing. It is like essentially, you know, community school actors who are looking for a gig. All the guys are balding and like they're basically like the emotions that they're expressing is like, oh my god, he's saying that, no, you know, no, white boy. And then there's like a, you know, a black guy is the teacher at the front of the class, and he is like breaking down, and at the end of the video he's like crying like, you know, white boy, don't say that, wait, like that's literally like who the character is saying the chorus. It's they give it to they give that to the black teacher in the video, and it's
Great.
like you really think he's like begging this white boy because he's speaking so much quote truth or whatever.
True.
Like it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
what the fuck, dude? Have you met anybody who isn't white? Like, excuse me?
Well, probably
Like,
not.
there's just what the fuck? Oh yeah, so there's one more line to this one. The white race as a whole ain't the enemy. There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively. Um, I mean, he just throws out so many like kind of like limp dick like, oh yeah, like, you know, fuck the racists. Well, I guess like fuck the now. He does make some proclamations about like the white supremacists and all that, but then it's like So you recognize that like, yeah, there's these powerful white racist groups, but then you're like taking like a hard fucking stance line where it's like, but don't say I'm fucking racist. And it's like, but what have you
Right.
done to like help, I guess, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, cause
yeah.
like in this instance, like if you're not like
If you're not part of the
helping,
solution,
you
you're part of
really
the
are like
problem.
just on like the side of like the Nazis, right? And this song
Yeah,
helps the Nazis,
yeah,
kind, mostly because it's like you're defending against an accusation that exists in the minds of like BuzzFeed authors or whatever,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
the laughing stock of the internet, essentially. Like who, like you're buying into something that is pathetic. Oh yeah, I forgot the chorus here. Oh, white boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you
Jesus.
wish you were black.
Huh.
White boy, hey white boy. And then so like that's what the black teacher sings in the video, essentially. That's what his character is saying. And then it cuts to our hero Tom
Hmm.
Macdonald, and his response is white boy, white noise, saying shit I can't say with my white voice. Well, he doesn't say the N-word, so I mean I don't know what he's talking about. White boys, white lies, don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes. Now what is it, white
It's
eyes or
pretty
blue
good.
eyes? You
Well,
know,
I mean, the iris may be blue, but the rest is white, I guess.
like, I mean, he just seems like he just sounds like he's saying he wants to be ignorant. Like, don't tell me contradict. Like, this is the classic, like, the biggest problem with the civil rights back in, like, like fucking 30s era shit and moving forward to fucking, the Civil Right Act is that just getting your voice heard because white people are
Right.
so upset with hearing non-white voices that hearing that like, oh, you've been racially discriminated against in a way that has held you back in society. No, we got to shut that shit down. So like what he's saying, like, don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes, is like, no, you need your dumb eyes to be opened up to the actual historical traumas that have happened to non-white people in America and to white people in America too. And to choose to be like, oh no, he's arguing for special snowflake privilege here, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's like, no, I have my own unique, special diamond OC character perspective on race and life, and don't tell me how to view it otherwise. And it's like, no, you're just choosing to be ignorant. And if you choose to be ignorant, well, then you're an idiot. Like that's I think
Right.
what he's saying. Oh god, this part is fucking. You haven't actually listened to the song. Do you want to do this one?
No.
And do you want to? I don't know. Do you think you can? Do you think you can handle it?
I mean, I guess this looks like this is an interesting character he's portraying.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, if a black man is sipping on some cognac sitting next to me, I don't assume that every black's favorite drink is Hennessy. I don't dislike Tanisha because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a fucking waste of energy. Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17. We all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy.
Oh, like I
There
think
ain't.
no. Let's just stop there
Okay,
because
yeah,
there's
there's
just
yeah, there's a lot.
just
There's a
too many
lot. Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Like I like how he's like, see, look, I'm not racist because I don't make these like really lazy assumptions about people. And it's like, dude, if
But the
you
whole thing is making these lazy assumptions, though.
like, I just
Like perpetuating it.
yeah, well, like, see, so yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's making a really lazy assumption about him being perceived as racist, and he does nothing to like fact check it because otherwise, then the song wouldn't exist, you know.
Right,
But then
right.
at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're not like nobody's gonna give you a gold star for like, oh, like you don't think all black people like Hennessy. Oh, good job, buddy. You're
I
not
wasn't.
racist. Like that's just so fucking lazy. And it's so funny. He's like, oh, that's a waste of energy. It's like, no, you should have put more energy in your fucking brain, dude,
Well,
because like
this
you clearly didn't
whole
do that.
song is a waste of energy.
Like ivory or ebony. What is 45 or 17? What is that like
I
Colt
mean,
45?
it's just a well, no, I think
Like what the
it's
fuck?
just age. He's trying to make the contrast. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's still perpetuating like like race identity, saying that people are like inherently different.
Like old people or young people?
Old
Like
people or
he's
young
gonna
people. It doesn't
fuck them
matter.
all. We
It's like
all
it doesn't
bleed the
matter.
same.
It
Martin
doesn't
Luther
matter if you're
King or
black or white.
Kennedy. And I feel like so like this part. This is like actually really kind of dumb. Like we all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy, and it's like that doesn't. Like
They're both
there's
assassinated.
this is so he's like a white guy who's like, oh, everyone's like, I want to treat you all as equals, and it's like that's not. I'm gonna be honest, but if you don't understand the plight of non-whites in America, that's fine if you don't know that. But to think that it's good enough to treat people as equals and
Mhm.
presume that there aren't going to be like racial differences and outcomes
Mhm.
or opportunities, well, you're fucking dumb. I mean, you just need
Right.
to take one look at the fucking Indian Health Service to understand why American Indians have such disparate health outcomes compared to almost every other race. Like, it is fucking hilarious because it's so fucking sad. The IHS is funding, you know, only allows them to treat 60% of the health services that they need to deal with on a year-to-year basis. Like, now mind you, Trump has gone out of his way to make sure that the IHS is not gaining money.
Mhm.
I mean, it already can only handle 60% of what it's doing, but
Why
then
give it? Why give
cutting
it
it,
more?
like $300 million. Like, so when you talk about like, oh, I want to treat all the races as equal, but I also vote Republican, what you're really saying is like, for me in my daily life, if I see a black guy, I'm not going to call him the N word, but I'm going to vote for people and support people that are systematically ensuring that people can't fucking vote, can't fucking get health care, can't fucking get taken care of. And there are people whose land you fucking stole to make a profit. You can't even fucking pay it back. Talk about being a fucking like Indian giver or whatever. White people are the biggest fucking Indian givers on earth. You take all
Right.
this fucking shit. Where the fuck are you
Right.
ever going to pay it back, you know? Like it's just like, oh, I just treat everyone as equal and that's okay. It's not fucking good enough. Because when you hold if you say like today we're gonna treat everyone as equals, guess what? In 30 fucking 3, we get the Federal Housing Administration. Guess what that does? Changes how mortgages work for fucking white people. Because only white people are able to get these mortgages backed by the fucking government. And guess what? White home ownership fucking through the fucking roof. We see the effects today. Is fucking black home ownership is fucking like non-existent in comparison. And the
Mhm.
reason is because blacks weren't allowed to get mortgages guaranteed by the government until fucking like 76 when the fucking CRA Community Reinvestment Act got passed. And
Yeah.
American Indians weren't allowed to invest in their own tribal reservation land until fucking 96 when fucking the government started guaranteeing the loans that banks would give to Indians to build on reservations because no bank is going to build to give them a loan to build on the reservation when the bank has no asset to reclaim when the fucking thing defaults. Like, these are like the government picks winners losers in society. That's just a
Mhm.
fucking fact,
Mhm.
you know? And like the fact of the matter is white people have chosen over other races time and time again. And no amount of welfare has ever ever substantiated enough to actually raise a non-white person to above the status that a white person has had in America. Like, you might be poor and white and living in a trailer park or whatever, but we're not talking about you specifically. We're talking about averages here. And on average, white people are doing so much fucking better. That's just
Mhm.
the reality of America. This is what the data shows. So like this like oh we all bleed the same. It's and I'm virtuous and not racist because I view everyone as the same. And it's like, well, we're not the same, and that's the fucking problem. And I don't think we should try to make each other quote the same, but we should at least have the same fucking opportunities, and that just doesn't
Right.
exist.
Right. It's the opportunities is the big one.
Yeah. Oh god. And then his first line in the next part. Oh god.
They're angry. I'm reciting the facts. He white and he raps and stole the culture right from the blacks. Okay, he's fire, but we lit the flame. He's siphoning gas. What does that mean?
That's just it's going back to
I
like so
mean,
like
he's
he's white and he raps.
fire.
He stole the culture from the blacks. Like, he's just saying it, and then he's like, oh, he's fire. Like he's making a comment from like a third perspective about himself, but then also it's from the perspective of a black guy. It's like, oh, but we lit the
I
flame. We
see
lit
what
the flame
he's
of like rap
siphoning
and
gas.
rapping that kind of
Okay.
shit, making a
Okay.
powerful statement.
I
And then
see.
they're saying that this white guy, he's siphoning gas.
So fuck this corny little honky man. The whitey is
Yeah,
whack.
see, look, I didn't even read the next
Whack.
part. Holy fuck!
What's the black guy saying that? Yeah, you letting history perpetuate the hatred within. And then you paint me with the brush you painted slave owners with? Yeah.
Like, that is, oh my god, I actually didn't realize how fucking dumb this was.
Wow.
Like, you know, this guy's never talked to a fucking black guy before, because the fact that he thinks like a black guy says honky is whack,
I mean,
whitey,
that's the
honky,
funniest
whitey.
thing.
Like, this is
Yeah.
like he only saw black people on Chappelle's show.
Yeah. Not even Chappelle's show. I mean, I guess like yeah, their joke impression.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is I'm saying
Like
he's
it's like a
so
sarcastic.
stupid
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he saw
yeah.
Chappelle's show and he
Like
thought that
that's
that
what they
was
talk
the
like.
genuine
Yeah.
like thoughts of black people. Like, he
Right.
didn't realize it was comedy.
Right.
Like, that's how dumb I think he is.
Maybe.
I'm
He's fresh. He's fresh off the farm. He's not.
yeah,
very
well,
young.
he is you know,
He's his old McDonald's
old
son, yeah.
McDonald's son, right? And I love how here, because he's really taken it to the level of retardation that is just unfucking fathomable, is that he's like, you're letting history perpetuate the hatred within. And like, so he's saying here that black people
The
calling
hatred's
white
there.
people racist, they're perpetuating the racism, the hatred.
Right,
And
right.
it's like, dude, you being called racist is incomparable to enduring, you know,
Actual
100+
racism.
years of slavery. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah,
This is once
yeah.
again peak white fragility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, what the literal fuck? Like, this is just pathetic. I actually didn't realize some of these lyrics before, and I'm actually amazed. I thought the song was shit, but I didn't realize it was this shit.
Well, that's why we're doing these dives into these wonderful songs.
Oh my god, the end. There's so much fucking lyrics. Okay,
There's so much, dude.
this guy? I mean, this is his fucking PhD, like you said, right? Or his
This is his
dissertation.
His dissertation, yeah.
Yeah, like, this is his dissertation on race and racism, and I'm just okay. So he does the chorus again. White boy, don't say that. White boy, you so bad. Whatever. Let's get on to the next fucking new material. I got a mother, a father, a sister, an auntie, and uncle. I don't fucking care, and a grandma that I picture when you're openly hating. And God willing, one day I'll have a kid of my own. I refuse to let you blindly hate my wife or my baby. So go ahead and hate the like. So like, once again, it's like, dude, nobody hates your whole family for being
I
white.
know,
Like, you're
yeah.
literally responding to a BuzzFeed article. But
Yeah.
moving on. So go ahead and hate the racists. I pray for their extinction. I like how he's like, I'm not gonna like really like. It's like, oh, I pray for their extinction, but it's like, is that, I don't know. It just like, is that really doing anything? Like, come on. Like, that just doesn't, like, I don't know.
It's empty words.
Yeah, right. It's Surge tanking fucking behind these empty walls. This is the fucking wall. That's a song. Oh fuck, we should write that one down.
That's
Fucking
good
that's
too,
a good
yeah.
one. Surge tanking empty walls. There we go. Excuse me, people. Okay, I gotta open this thing back up so I don't get confused.
This is a look behind the scenes.
Yep. Oh fuck, I forgot. Oh yeah. So go ahead
If
and
you
hate the
wanna hate-
races. Yeah, if you want to hate white people, just make a distinction between the ones who want the best for everyone regardless and the ones who built the system just to smother you in hardship. So this is where he gets into the kind of Jewish stuff that's like, now it's really subtext, and the only
Oh my
reason
God.
I trust me, like, this is like this, it's like super subtext here, okay?
Uh-huh.
But like, I have been on, you know, I've read just so much of this kind of fucking shit, okay? That like, because trust me, I think that's where it's going. I think that's what he thinks. Okay, but it's like super subtext. Okay, and there might be some keys in the video, some clues or something that you can pick out that like reveal this more. I don't fucking know, but anyway, moving on. So, you know, and the ones who built the system just to smother you with hardship. So like here, but like here he's admitting that like, oh yeah, like the system is in place to fuck you over.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like I don't know. I'm just curious. Like it really for me at this point comes down to like, what do you vote? Like, do you are you does he ever wear a MAGA hat? I guess Tom Macdonald. I feel like that would be an easy thing to like look at.
Tom Macdonald MAGA
hat. I feel like he.
Oh, funny.
Everybody hates me. He has a video called "Everybody Hates Me" where he wears a ski mask that says "Make America Great Again," and he has a video called "Straight White Male." Let me look at his thing. I'm really curious. Oh God, he's just. This is just like
he has a song called "Politically Incorrect." Do you know how he?
Never mind. Yeah, he probably is he. Oh my God, I gotta fucking. I'm really curious.
As that's happening, stop before you say it. I know what you've been thinking. How's a straight white male in 2018 bitching? You're making me the villain by demonizing my race for things I didn't do and decisions I didn't make. No one that I call a friend has ever owned a slave. Wow. And neither did our dads or our dads' dads, for fuck's sake. Yeah, but I feel like our with like 2 generations up, like what era is that?
2 generations.
Like our dads' dads. Like that's like
Well, it's your grandpa. That's
four.
like
Yeah, but
that's like
I'm just like the
like
40s
it could
before
be
like
boomers
that.
or it could be boomers or it could be it could be like World War II people.
The Greatest Generation or the Silent Generation.
I don't fucking know the name of them. The World War. I just call it the World War II one because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I fuck calling it the Greatest Generation. How
I
is
know,
that
but like
really what they historically call it? I have heard it before, so I
it
think
goes
you're
back and
right.
forth between. I think
I
we're
think you're right.
I think some people call them the Greatest Generation because they fought in pointless wars, and then I think the Silent Generation is like the more apt way of putting them.
Yeah, yeah. But oh fuck, what would I couldn't find anything about what his political opinions are, but I would just assume that he's like fucking Republican, right? Like
Hmm.
it just seems to be like those songs, like because he's producing material for white Republicans, like that's what this shit is for.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's just my assumption, and if that's the case, then I think he's like yeah, people should hate you because you're voting for a party that's like you're voting for a party that's not even helping you, idiot.
But
You
then I
know?
feel like I don't know. He's hard to get a read on. I feel like he's just a useful idiot. Like I feel like he's trying to
Well, I
be
think it's
good,
worse than. I
but
mean, I think he's in. I mean, he's intentionally doing edgy shit because this is
yeah,
his
that's true.
shtick.
That's true.
Because like
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
his YouTube channel, and like up until this video, like his stuff is like non-sticking garbage, and then like the stuff that sticks is like the stuff that's like like straight white male, like that stupid shit. Like the
Hmm.
stuff that like is immediately culturally and socially relevant to internet culture and it
Hmm.
speaks to like fucking internet losers. But like, I don't
Hmm.
know if this guy even could tour and get more than fucking 50 people in a crowd,
Well, that's
because
kind insects like that, like small, like quote unquote smaller YouTube. I feel like a lot of the people who once they start getting a following, a lot of them, especially like kind of grifters, are more influenced by their fans. So if like a certain group of people like picks up on like their content or whatever they're putting out, like they'll start gearing more of their shit towards the people who are actually paying attention to them. Because like, oh, this works, so I'm just gonna keep steering in this direction. So if like a this kind of picked up on a couple of I don't know what, like, not
he
white
found his niche
supremacists,
market
but
to
yeah,
exploit,
yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
Yeah, and that seemed at first I thought you said insects, and I was like, well, geez, he's not that small, but he is fragile like an insect. Oh,
Insects are pretty robust, actually.
yeah, I mean, relative to
They
their
can,
size, I mean, compared to like a dumb
right,
human though,
right,
like
right.
just squash, squash, squash. So like, oh my god, like acknowledging atrocities were wrongly committed is all that I can offer when I'm wrongly convicted. That's just as like that to me sounds like he's saying like I would be like more not racist, but you guys ruined that. So now I'm only gonna be equality non-racist. That's what that comes off to me as.
Okay.
Like it just I don't know. It just sounds so petty and pathetic. I don't know how far you got down, but I guess I can just continue from the. I would never hate
No,
a
you got
man.
it.
Is that it?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I would never hate a man for what God gave him in pigments, and I would never plot against him just because he is different. I would never judge a human for the cards he was given, or call them lesser than myself because of the race that he's mixed with. I did he contradict himself here almost? I would never
I would
judge a
never
human for the
judge.
cards that he was given. I mean, I could do my own mental gymnastics and be like, well, if a non-white person hates white people, it's because of the cards that they were given. And if you choose to say that you don't judge a human for the cards that they were given, I mean, basically, I mean, we're just doing like a deterministic circle jerk here, right? Where it's like
Hmm.
you claim this, but deterministically, the thing that you're saying is contradicted by this. So then, how can you say
Right,
this?
right.
But I mean, he doesn't know what fucking determinism is or anything. So why am I wasting my time, right? But it just seems like something where it's like the cards that somebody was given are the things that build resentment towards different
Yeah,
groups of people. This is why,
yeah.
like, back in like the fucking like whatever 80s or 90s, I don't even fucking know. I apologize for my lack of music history, but there was a big era of, black rap directed towards hating fucking cops, you know, and
I mean,
that
that
was
was
a
like
byproduct
yeah,
of bad
yeah,
interactions with police,
yeah, yeah.
you
Like
know.
NWA and shit like that.
So to me, it seems like here he's just arbitrarily putting his toes in the sand or drawing a line in the sand about like, I'm gonna give you credit for who you are up until this point, and beyond that, I don't give a fuck about anything.
Hmm.
So but it's like all of that matters. Like all of everything matters. You know, when
Yeah,
you're trying to
yeah.
understand reality, everything matters. I'm sorry, you don't just get to
Yeah, yeah.
just to
Pick and
opt out of not caring about
choose.
certain things
Yeah,
because your brain can't handle it.
yeah.
Like, you know, maybe I'm lucky. I got fucking bipolar disorder. Like, it's just the mania where I can just like fucking think about a lot of things and just not stop. But like,
Hmm.
I'm not going to give a regular folk a break when it comes to like, oh yeah, I'm just done caring. You know, like I've just done enough
Right,
thinking today. I just can't get my
right,
brain to work anymore. You know.
right. Well, it's like you say, it's just saving energy. It's just easier.
Oh my god, yeah, that
I
is right.
sometimes I wish you could just flip the switch off though, you know?
Like,
Must be nice.
yeah, like that's a yeah. For the audience, the inside joke is like what I say. Like I would make this joke about like I think it would be like at work or something, but basically there'd be a person who is just kind of like they're just dumb.
Stupid.
They're just dumb. They're doing something dumb, or they're just being lazy,
Hmm.
and I'd just be like, oh, they're saving energy, you know, like because like if you don't know this though, but like the brain uses a lot of energy.
Hmm.
So like to think, you know, to move, to have synapses, move fucking pulses through your fucking brain, it uses
Yeah.
energy. So
Yep.
when you're not thinking, you're saving energy. So like the joke to me is like, oh, like, you know,
It
stupid
makes
people are just
sense.
saving energy. You
Yeah.
know? Like for me, it's like, I don't know, it's probably why I got all the caffeine or whatever. It's just like it just ain't stopping. I apologize. But like I don't know. I couldn't know how to live like that. I mean, there's a few times in my life where I've been like, it felt like somebody turned the lights out.
Hmm.
Or like I remember one time I was walking across the this path in the on campus, and it was like an overpass between two buildings, and a truck had like run into it earlier that semester. It was really funny.
No.
Yeah, I showed up to school and the fucking truck had ran into it. Like it was like a tall truck. It was a really tall truck because the overpass was pretty high up. It
Hmm.
was over
Hmm.
like 10 feet, and a truck had ran into it and like cracked some of the material off of it. I'm just like,
Oh my
what the
God.
fuck?
That's great. That's something you want.
Yeah, that's how I walked into school. So I was like walking over that, and I just like felt like my brain go dark. Like it was like somebody had shut the light off. Like I just had like the thoughts that I was having were thoughts that
Uh-huh.
I was consciously having. If that,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how other people think, but like for
Right,
me,
right, right.
almost all my thinking is automatic.
It just happens. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like and that sounds like a gift from God, and it kind of is, where it's like I just don't have to put any work into thinking. It's like it's just all done for me, and maybe it's because I'm like, you know, really conscious of myself or something. You know, I am really introspective,
Hmm.
but yeah, like in that moment, like it was like fucking somebody had shut the lights out, and it was just really strange. It was like you had like lived your whole life with schizophrenia, and like suddenly like the voices are gone. It's like
They're
fuck, I'm like
gone.
really
Yeah,
lonely, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
so like if people feel like that, where they're like it's always like they have to effortly think, I
Hmm.
would be the dumbest fucking person on the planet because
I
I'm
think.
lazy as fuck.
See, that brought up an interesting question. I always wonder if people have thought and they just like don't have the, I guess, the lens or like the net to like catch it or like see
Like they're
it
not
or find
aware of
it.
it.
Yeah.
I think that actually is really true. I think there's like higher order
I think
consciousnesses, you
I
know?
think it's just like you're just not, it's like the difference between a two-dimensional being seeing a three-dimensional being and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Like you're just not looking in the right aspect or something.
Yeah. I mean,
And I
I
feel
guess
like everyone's like that. And because everyone has like a different angle that they can see. So that's why some people are like better at certain like aspects of life, as it were. You know? Do you
yeah,
know
like I don't
does what I'm saying make sense? Am
like I don't
I
want to say that I
crazy?
think like I'm like a super smart genius person, but
No, I
like
just think everyone sees
uh
different things
yeah, well I'm more speaking just like
in
in
their
terms of like,
brains.
you know, the theoretical audience. But like yeah, like I think what it really is more just like I'm just like more aware of like my thoughts and
Yeah,
how I think that I
yeah.
can like and maybe this I mean I don't know, the brain is like a lot of uncharted territory, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So like what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to say, you know, I have a psych degree and I'm getting a master's in social work, but this is gonna sound a little like kind of fucking Jungy and shit. And I hate Jung psychology. I hate that guy, Carl Jung. Fuck him. Fuck the archetypes bullshit, stupid fucking human
Yeah,
subconsciousness.
I think that's
It's all
really
fantasy. It's
hokey
such
pokey.
fucking
Yeah,
fantasy.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that being said, like it does seem like, like the more you understand of yourself, kind of like in like some like I don't know, fucking like like just deep understanding, kind of like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but like for your mind, like to self actualize, like you
Mm-hmm.
understand your thoughts and your feelings and your brain better, such that like your automatic thinking, you can slow it down. It's kind of
I see. Yeah,
like
yeah,
okay, let me
yeah.
let me do like a metaphysical picture to get it. Like for
Okay.
most people, their brain maybe is like a stream, and they don't have arms to reach in, and
Yeah,
to scoop out and
yeah,
drink the
yeah,
water, right?
yeah, yeah.
And for me, like if I had like the ability to like maybe like you can slow it down so you can
Mm-hmm.
see things going by,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
you can like like you can reach in. Like I think that's the difference between like really understanding yourself. Is like that's what unlocks. You
Yeah,
unlock
yeah,
the
yeah,
ability
yeah.
to
Okay.
understand your own thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't have any evidence of this. It's just all conjecture bullshit, but like
Oh,
it's
totally,
something that
dude.
you unlock with like a lot of introspection.
Yeah.
Like I'm being honest, I've probably spent out of every activity in my life more hours alone in solitude outside than anything else. Like I've walked in the woods for fucking a lot of ass time. I would go out
Mm-hmm.
and for walks and biking and shit like at fucking 3 a.m. Like this is you just put in the effort and the time and you can unlock
Right.
higher order self understanding.
Right. I feel like you just do a lot of thinking. I feel like that's just one of your
Yeah.
your main attributes.
Yeah, just
You
like think,
know,
just what are you
like
doing? Just thinking about thinking.
just thinking. Oh, that's another song. Okay, I have another
Oh, there we
song.
go. Write that
Wait,
done down.
wait,
Okay.
wait.
So Tom Macdonald, he fucking got on the farm. A guy came over and shot him, and he's dead now. That's it.
That happened.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
It was I was there. It was awful.
What is there left in this song? Oh yeah. So there's some more kind of like pseudo
There's so
Jewish
much
callouts.
left in
Oh
it.
my god. Okay, let me just roll through this. Call them lesser or no. So I would never judge a human for the cards that he was given, or call them lesser than myself because of the race that he's mixed with. White people that you hate aren't your neighbors or lawyers. They're the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bushes, and Royals. So there, it's like it makes me wonder, like Bushes, like does he like Republicans? Does he hate Republicans? Because like he names the Bushes, but
Well,
or does he put that in there to cover himself?
when did this come out? Oh, this was in 2018. It wasn't even. I thought maybe
Dude,
this
he says
was
it in the
like.
song, like white man bitching
Well,
in
yeah, I know.
2018, right? Like, it's I don't know. I mean, he's not wrong, but he's
Yeah.
also like the Rothschilds is a very strange call out. It's
Which one? Which one? Sorry, I didn't hear.
he says
Bushes?
they're the Rockefellers,
Rockefellers,
Rothschilds,
yeah.
Bushes, and Royals. Like,
Yeah.
you
I think
know,
that's like the most truth that is in this song.
the Rothschilds are a Jewish conspiracy boogeyman that like alt right people use all the time. Like whether the
I think it's
Rothschilds
just
like do shit or not,
it's the idea though.
when
Like
you bring up the Rothschilds, it's because you're probably in one of two spheres, and both of those spheres are. It's like there's two wolves inside of you. One of them is a Nazi, the other one's a Nazi. Congratulations, you're both Nazis. Like
what are the two spheres?
the two spheres are being a Nazi and being a Nazi. I just said that with the two wolves.
I don't get like who are the Rothschilds? Because
Exactly. See,
I've
you don't
heard.
know about them, but I know about people who know about them, and the only people that know about them are people who think fucking Jews run the world.
Yeah.
See, that's like what I'm saying. It's
Like
like
I've heard that name. I just never
the
got.
Rothschilds is a group of bankers theoretically who were instrumental in getting World War II off to. They were the Jewish bankers that were trying to defeat Hitler, essentially.
Okay. Okay.
Is from my and now mind you, I've learned about this like fucking 8+ years ago, so
Right.
that might not be
Right.
entirely true, but that's basically it. And
That's
there's
your
only
understanding of it.
there's only like when you mention the Rothschilds, nobody knows what you're talking about unless you're talking to a Nazi. Then they know. So like there's a high correlation about knowing who the Rothschilds are and being a Nazi. And I'm the outlier, okay? I'm not a Nazi.
Yeah, I feel like the modern version is like George Soros. Isn't that
Well,
isn't that
yeah.
the one people like a lot of people on the right say like
Yeah,
he's just funding
like
all
George
this
Soros actually like funds
a real
humanitarian projects,
person.
you know. And yeah, and is it a real person? I mean, that's like the closer you get to like real racism, the more edgier you get on the political sphere. That's why like it's an Alex Jones thing to complain about George Soros,
Okay.
because you get more like you're fighting with the powers that be and you're gonna get smashed.
Mm-hmm.
You can call out, quote, ancient Jewish organizations that, quote, ran the world. But if you talk about, current ones, now I'm talking here from the perspective of Nazi ideology on how best to go about, getting your shit out there without getting your shit rocked by the, quote, powers that be.
I
Okay.
see. I see.
So like, yeah, you can. Oh yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, talk about them, quote, those ancient groups, but don't talk about the current ones because we're gonna use our political power to beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get your videos destroyed off YouTube for racism or whatever. But that just seems to be my understanding of the Nazi mindset in terms of
Did you
addressing
speaking
that.
of Nazi mindset, so the three parentheses, do you know they're called echoes? I just
Echoes?
learned this.
Echoes.
Yeah, because it's like they're like again, because it goes with your like their ancient people that just keep coming back. It's like they echo throughout time is like the idea.
Oh.
Because their names and their influences echo throughout time.
Oh, that part. I mean, I don't know. I just
Parentheses.
know
That's so
it's like,
crazy.
line, dot, 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 line. It's or zero or like space is like them, but it's like you put in Jew there, but you can't write Jew because that gets you called out.
Oh, I mean,
Uh,
I saw
I
like if you put three parentheses in front of anyone's name
no, it's
or like around someone's name, I
yeah.
thought like
Uh,
is like
I mean,
saying that they're Jewish.
I mean, how it's used is like
It
usually
differs.
it's like an empty space, and then it's just like the things,
Oh.
you know. Or they'll do it up front like the last part. Like that's how it's like colloquially used that I see.
Okay.
But like on YouTube it's specifically used like it's empty. It'll be line, parentheses,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
three blank spaces, and then
Yeah.
parentheses again.
Oh,
And,
interesting.
you know,
I might have seen that.
yeah. I mean, I've used it ironically,
Right.
talking to Nazis to get them to
Right.
like get into the Nazis' good graces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm not actually like,
It's called coding.
just getting right in. They're
Yeah.
so easy to fool. They're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Fuck, what do we got? So,
They're the people who monopolize the water and oil and injected your communities with drugs till they spoil. Sounds like a nursery rhyme.
yeah, right.
Got no patience for Nazis. I think they're better off dead. They're fighting hatred with hatred, making the hate more intense. I don't want nothing to do with either side of the fence. So don't blindly attack me for wearing braids on my head. Hate the people who believe you put yourselves in the ghetto. So it seems. What if this is just a however long this song is, a 7 minute. This is like a 5 minute song just justifying that he has dreads. Like one
Yeah,
person.
no,
Like
that's what I think too.
one person said like, dude, you can't do that. And he's like, all right, fuck this. He just throws
Because
his hands up. He's
that's
gonna write
the
this whole
that's
dumb
the
song
only
about it.
that's the only piece we're given to explain why he's been attacked.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like as a white person in America, like you're not gonna be accused of being a racist other than on a fucking Tumblr or BuzzFeed article, right?
Right.
But he's got dreads, so yeah, you're right. I think we've uncovered it. His white fragility led him to write this fucking whole thing just to justify wearing dreads. I think we've uncovered the truth.
It took a lot of digging, but we finally got to the meat and potatoes of Mr. Macdonald's thesis.
Yeah, definitely. I think we finally got it. And and I'm at a loss for words actually. I'm just reading this last part. I'm just so moved and uplifted. I think we just skipped to this last part right here. It's what was it? It's oh no, yeah, being white and being racist aren't the same. I promise. No, it's
No.
hard to tell the difference if I'm just being honest. Okay, so here he admits it, but then earlier on, he seemed like he was really ass mad about it. So it's just like, once again, that kind of like, brain dead hypocrisy, but whatever. I deserve to show you I'm not part of the problem. You owe it to yourselves. We got so much in common.
Oh, that is
We got
really
so much in
uplifting.
common. It's like, well, yeah, you want to know why they have so much in common? Because he has dreads and braids. No, he doesn't have dreads. He has braids. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, it's different.
I would hate to mischaracterize Ronald McDonald here.
You had the wrong
I had the
hairstyle,
wrong old
asshole.
McDonald.
Psych, that's the wrong hairstyle.
It is. Okay, well, man, this is taking forever. I guess
was
we
gonna
should get
say,
into
do
Pearl
we-
Jam now. Pearl Jam Black.
Do we go
This is the same way they like their coffee.
It's a pretty short song.
Yeah, it is. There really
It
isn't
just
too
has a
much.
lot
It's-
more
This is
guitar
a,
strings.
like a what's the word? What's that A word? This is an aesthetic song. This is a
Yeah,
song that it's
yeah.
not in the lyrics. I don't even know what the lyrics are. I've listened to the song. I
It's a
like the
Pearl-
song.
It's a Pearl Jam song, dude. Like you're never. Of course you don't understand the lyrics. Eddie Vedder's notorious for that. I mean, don't get. Dude, 10's a great album. I can listen to that album all the way through. I mean, it's just it's full of like I mean, it's like all their like. I mean, actually, all their albums have like a lot of great hits, but that one has like. Jeremy spoken. Clearly, I remember. We could just go over that one. Anyways,
I don't
so
even
the
know
song-
what the fuck that is.
you don't know that one. You
I
don't know that
recognize it a little bit, but I don't
on.
know.
Okay. Hey, he says, "Hey, yeah." Hey, yeah. Which in
Which
Eddie
is if
Vedder
you
would-
wait.
would
Okay,
prob-
you
it
go,
would
and I'll
probably
go.
Sound, hey, yeah.
Okay, that was great. See, but I was thinking,
be a
and
little
this is a
wonky.
song we need to do. Blackout Band just want to play video games.
Oh, dude, here.
That's where they got it from.
That's. Oh, you sing the intro. They go. Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. Sheets of empty canvas, untouched sheets of clay, were spread out before me as her body once did. That's kind of creepy. All 5 horizons have revolved around her soul as the earth to the sun. Now the air I tasted and breathed has taken a turn. Ooh. And all I taught her was everything. Ooh. I know. Wait, what? I know she gave me all that she wore. I'm fucking lost. What is this a fantasy song?
I assume, like he taught her something about art, maybe.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I
like,
think
empty
I think
canvas,
that's the
untouched
direction
sheets of
here.
clay, like,
Because so like I feel I'm getting a kind of like Muse,
yeah,
and not the
But
band
he's-
Muse, but like the
I know.
mythological figure, the inspiration for art.
Yeah, but
That's
he
what I'm
taught-
getting here.
He's saying he taught her.
Well, like
So
she,
she's not. So
like
he's her muse.
I think
he is
she
her
was his
muse.
muse, but he was also teaching her, and then like the all 5 horizons, like everything, it seemed like everything revolved around her,
Okay.
but and all I taught her was everything. So he taught her everything.
He taught her everything, dude. She
and
took it all from
and
him.
I know she gave me all that she wore.
Do you think?
So
I doubt he means clothes, though. He probably.
yeah, this is like
baggage or
he
something.
taught her everything. She gave him everything that she had. Like this
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
pretty of a symbiotic, both way positive kind of relationship that we
Well,
can piece
let's-
together, right?
Yeah, let's see where it goes.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I just
and now my bitter hands chafe beneath the clouds of what was everything. Oh, I remember this chorus now. Yeah. Oh, the pictures have all been washed in black, tattooed everything.
all the pictures washed in black. How my bitter hands chafe. No, I mean,
Nice.
I'm gonna apologize, but I just think about jacking off there.
I mean, this whole thing, washed in black, tattoo everything. It's got everywhere. Um,
Like it's
I
all the pictures of Washed in Black. So did he destroy him? Is he lacking creativity? Tattooed everything. Is it like and tattoos like a deep kind of, you know, art? I mean, because like you have to go through the skin is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
So like, is he saying like, you know, like this, like he lost something somehow? Something has been lost here somewhere. We don't know, quite get it. And the loss has been so deeply saturating that like his art is, it just doesn't exist. It's just black canvas or whatever, right?
Honestly, we should just do Pearl Jam lyrics for a whole episode.
Because
This like is so. Well, there are other ones that have like an actual story. I mean, I'm sure like you can look this up, and people that really dig deep into music could probably tell you what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, songmeanings.com if you want to listen to like some boring ass like here's exactly what the song's about. That's lame as hell. I want to sit and spin.
I want to have fun.
Oh, what if he's I take a walk outside. I'm surrounded by some kids at play. I can feel their laughter. So why do I sear? What the fuck? Oh, and twisted thoughts that spin around my head. I'm spinning, oh I'm spinning, how quick the sun can drop.
So he's not in a good place. I think you're right that he did lose something.
Yeah, he's like going to like the kid park and he's sitting on the bench and he's just like thinking probably no good thoughts, ruminating thoughts like they're spinning and he's doing this all day. He's so lost in this shit. Time's going by and he doesn't even notice it. This is almost like kind of like a Taxi Driver tier craziness. Where the guy's like, oh, I didn't get the girl, but I'm going to go shoot up some people to like somehow win, female affection, but I don't want to bang her still. I don't know. It was really, really strange. It was the ultimate incel revenge fantasy, really. Oh, where are we at? Oh, and now my bitter hands cradle broken glass of what was everything. All the pictures have been washed black, tattooed everything. Broken glass. So that's like the picture for like he broke the frames to get at the paintings, maybe.
Maybe
like because maybe some paintings that like seeps through and you could see it on the back. I mean,
it's just.
I'm just like making like I'm just shitting out ideas for like a music video. In terms of how you like what you could film, what you could how would you portray this? In the real, what would this look like? And it would be like I imagine a guy like like he broke the picture frames to get at to maybe like it's black, but maybe he can see behind what it used to look like. But even if he could see it, it would be a mirror and it would look weird. Like it would be mirrored. It wouldn't. When you look at a picture backwards, it's like inverted and fucked up. Right. And that would be also like indicative of how he's thinking about these things or whatever. It's just fucked up. There's some kind of inversion there. It's not love, right? Which I guess the next line calls to. Do you have anything else?
No, good.
Yeah, I'm really digging here.
You're digging, yeah.
I'm digging. But that's how you find gold, right?
Right. That's also very deep and true.
All the love gone, bad turned my world black. Tattooed all I see, all that I am, all I'll be, yeah. Oh, ooh. All the love gone bad turned my world to black.
The last part is really funny.
Yeah, I know. I did. So it's one of those Pearl Jam. That weird kind of like Elvis singing almost.
Right.
All the love gone bad. So like this one, it doesn't seem like it was as. It almost does seem like a Greek kind of play or some shit here almost, where it's like, the love of my life is gone. Everything has turned black. My world is black. Like this really, like, I don't know how many, like I took a theater class and like almost every fucking Greek play is like the light of my life, the fucking stars in my sky. It's always about like illuminating.
Right.
So when things are black, you've lost something, and usually the thing that you lose is like fucking your purpose for living or love or whatever the fuck that is, right? So that's as far as I can take this.
Well, this is clearly a breakup song.
Like, it's really like layered in some kind of shit we just can't comprehend.
I mean, I feel like at the surface level, it's literally just I'm sad because we broke up. That's like the
that's like the really surface level, and then it's like
that's all it is.
Like How deep can we
much
interpret the
more?
lyrics?
How much more is there?
What's under the
I know,
surface? You know?
I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. Well, that's nice.
Oh yeah.
I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky. But why? Why can't it be? Oh, can't it be mine? Oh, yeah. Oh.
Doo 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 doo. That's I don't know
That's
what
my
the fuck
fun.
that is.
I was excited for
Well,
that.
no
I
wonder
was thinking
she
how
broke
that
up with him. He's obsessed with doo doo.
he's a doo-doo fetishist.
Yeah, I don't know if you look up the lyrics on Google, the last part of it just says doo doo 1,000 times. So that's my take on it. But yeah, I mean, here it kind of confirms everything that we thought. Like, yeah, it's a breakup. You know, she's gone to be someone else's, you know, the light in their life, and then he's like, "Oh, I want you to be mine." Like, it's really simple there.
It does
You know?
again with the like, the sky like illuminating the
Yeah,
own
yeah. I guess it does
star.
kind of
Like it really
validate what
does
the
kind of
bullshit I was
follow
saying.
through with your
Greek
Greek
tragedy tie-in.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think
I think Eddie Vedder was he was a theater nerd, so it probably it checks out.
like a lot of the song is in how it's sung, because like I can hear the
Uh-huh.
but why. Like I've heard that in the song, so I can hear that, and so a lot of the song is in the performance, and that's what I think something we'll discover, and a lot of people will realize is that a lot of music is like the lyrics are just they're not there for a purpose other than just like the window dressing of the sound aesthetic, you know? And sometimes the lyrics are the most important part of the song. Lyrics are
Yeah.
crucial to making the song work. And sometimes lyrics, you know, it's just a bunch of doo-doos. Now, I'm not saying the song is bad because of the doo-doos. That's just like part of
Right,
the,
right. It's
that's
just
basically
a
him
oof.
mourning. You know, like I don't know. Once again, too, like these, like, man, I fucking hated these Greek plays. Greek plays are so fucking boring. I had to read them. Like reading plays is
That's
the
rough.
worst thing you could ever have to
It's
do.
really rough. That's
It's
really rough,
it's
man.
fucking
Yeah.
awful. And there's always these parts where like they're lamenting some tragedy, and it's like, and that's what I get from this is like this is the part of the song where he laments the tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he wrote it into the song with a bunch of doo-doos. So in textual format, it just comes off as a joke in the song. You know,
Right.
he's you know bleeding his heart out or whatever. So I'm an asshole, but you know,
Well, I mean, to go to what you were saying, it all depends on the artist. Like some artists, like really give a shit about their lyrics, and others, like you said, it's just to fill in. It's to fill in another aspect of something that they feel that the medium needs. Because a lot of people aren't gonna listen. It's funny because there are a lot of people who maybe can't listen to like just an instrumental. Like if you had like I don't know, like a Rush song or whatever, and it's like, they're just playing the guitar a bunch. Like, what the fuck is
oh
that?
yeah,
But like, you just put some lyrics in, and then like it's just something else.
that's so like you're saying.
Another layer of noise.
I
for
got
someone to
I got
listen
an
to.
analogy for this.
Okay.
The lyrics are the burger of the Happy Meal. And like without your burger,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Happy Meal ain't no happy anymore. So you need the lyrics.
You just need to
You
fill it
know?
out. Yeah.
You know, you have the instruments. You know, that's the toy. That's something you play with. You beep boop 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 beep boop. And then you got the lyrics, you know, that's what you chew into. That's the burger. And then you got your fries. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know how far to take this analogy, actually. I didn't think it out too
Fries
much.
are the I guess maybe like the feelings that you get from listening to the music itself.
Yeah, because they're really salty, so they change your like pH levels physiologically. So that makes sense. Like the fries are the feelings because they're fucking up your pH levels because they're so salty. Yep, that's perfect. We're great. We're doing it.
It
We're
checks
getting
out.
it.
It totally
It all checks
out.
out. I'm so glad I paid attention in biology class to know that, just to make that joke now.
It made it all worth it.
Yeah. Well, I think we've completely analyzed all the songs.
To a
You
T.
know, yep. That's what we do here at what do they mean by that? As far as I know, the only podcast where they talk about songs and what else do we do? We hate. I'm not gonna say that yet. I don't want to make anybody hate us.
You don't
yet.
want to start.
I apologize. I
philo-
almost went in. I almost went mask off like Tom Macdonald here and started talking about Jewish conspiracies, and I apologize.
I mean, you
That
kind
was
of
a joke.
already-
I don't actually believe in that. Okay,
You
I
kind
just
of
spend a lot of
already
time
do.
with Nazis just to understand them because I hate them.
Well, again, that's something that's funny about you. You will like you'll immerse yourself in things that you don't agree with, which I find is almost the opposite of what most people do.
I
You
think
know?
I think that's the like they're like
It makes sense. I'm not saying that's like a
there's a
crazy thing.
yeah, I'm trying to think of like I don't know if it's Ender's Game, which is kind of a silly reference, but like
Hmm.
there's just like a kind of lot of material that I've read that's just like I don't know. I guess it's like the Machiavellian thing where it's like I think Machiavelli. I think he said this, which is like keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It's
Hmm.
like the person that you should know best is the person that you most want to destroy.
Right. That makes
Because of like
sense.
because actually no, there's a Sun Tzu Art of War quote about this, which is
That's
like
what I thought, and
like
that sounded more like Sun Tzu,
yeah
yeah.
like a man who knows himself can win 100 battles, and a man who knows his enemy can win 100 battles, but a man who knows himself and knows his enemy can win every battle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
because I
Like,
mean, and if you read more of Sun Tzu's Art of War, that quote makes more sense. On its own, it's like kind of like I don't get it, but like if you
right.
read more of Sun
Right.
Tzu's Art of War, then it makes more sense. I've read a lot of like like Sun Tzu's Art of War, 48 Laws of Power, fucking Machiavelli's The Prince, like those are the holy trinity of like I want to be a horrible asshole and like manipulate people
Right.
kind of
Right.
literature.
No,
Sun
for
Tzu's Art
sure.
of War not so much, but
I mean, it can
uh
be taken in that angle, though.
yeah.
Like any kind of relationship is like a battle and a war.
Yeah, and it depends on how you contextualize it or view relationships. Kind of like, Shaggy. Shaggy views relationships between men and women as inherently antagonistic
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
exploitative, probably, or manipulative because that's the way
Well,
that you
manipulative
get
for
you get the
sure.
vagina.
Yeah.
But then, luckily, we had our hero character who was not
Hmm.
Shaggy, who
Hmm.
rebuked his bullshit and said, "You're crazy. I'm gonna apologize because I know what I need to do." And I think that was one of
Uh-huh.
the greatest moments in I keep wanting to say rip hop, like rabbit hip hop or something, or R&B hip hop. I apologize.
Iron Pop.
I don't know anything about genres, so if I come off as an idiot, it's because I'm an idiot. It's not because I'm trying to make fun of them.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's probably it's right up there with R. Kelly's Real Talk.
We should do that one too. That
There's
one's
nothing to do. I mean, just other than just reading it, there's nothing to
it's
go into it
just
because it's
I mean
just a script.
it's just funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like
we could do
R.
that.
Kelly's
Okay.
songs are I
Well,
mean, honestly, yeah.
we should probably make our way out of here now. So,
Yeah, it's getting late.
yeah,
Goodbye.
goodbye. Good luck, everybody. And I don't know. I wanted to come up with something as an outro, but I forgot it. So
See you
now I'm just
next
rambling.